Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jane. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet. My goal for this year is 1,000 subscribers, and please help me reach that goal by clicking the subscribe button and hitting the bell beside to get notified of my future videos. Thank you. Today's video I'm going to just share with you guys my high school experience per se, because the last time I did a video on my college experience here in the Philippines, you guys really loved it, so I'm going to leave the link in my description box so you can go check out that video as well. Yes, I didn't do high school in the Philippines, by the way. If you've been watching me, if you're Filipino and you've been watching me, so yeah, I didn't do my high school here. I did my high school in Nigeria, Port Harcourt to be precise. One thing people don't know about my high school is that I actually did go to 3 high schools, and you guys, that's because I was very indecisive of what high school I wanted to go to. From even primary school, my parents didn't know what they really wanted for me. It was just a bit all over the place, and I'm going to give you guys a story time on that as well later on in another video. I went to my first secondary school, which was Effort Secondary School, Port Harcourt. Shout out to you from AFSS if you are watching me. I know some of them watch me, so yeah, hey gang. So I went to AFSS and I did that up until JSS2. AFSS was that school that I really enjoyed. You guys, I enjoyed my stay there. First of all, I didn't like the school at first. It wasn't on my list at all. How I went to that school, I'm going to let you guys know in that video that is coming up later on some other time on my channel. That's why you have to subscribe. So I went to AFSS, and my first day of school, I remember when they gave us our list, things that you need as a new student and whatnot. They said brown sandals. You guys, my mom went to buy me one sandals that had this goldish, it was brown but it had like a little bit of gold or something. The sandals was very beautiful. I loved that sandal so much, and that I wore it to school on the first day that I was resuming. By the way, I resumed very late. That will also be another video. I resumed like 1 month after people had resumed school, so people already knew how everything was working in school and whatnot. So my classmates were like, oh, these sandals you're wearing is not allowed in school and all of these things. And my mom bought that sandal very expensive. I don't know how much it was, but my family were the kind of people that when it comes to clothes and shoes, they literally go all out, because most times we get our clothes from the UK, and it was like that for us. Yeah, so it was that moment when everyone was like, you're wearing the wrong sandals. I felt really bad on that day. Like, I didn't enjoy my first day of school at all. I went back home, I was talking to my mom about it. My mom was like, that's their business. You didn't know how much they bought the sandals. You didn't know and my auntie was the one that bought that sandals from the UK. So it was like, my auntie was like, you wear the sandals to school. I told them I'm not going to school the next day with that sandals, but they still forced me to, because that was actually the only shoe they bought for me, and sneakers, white sneakers for your sportswear. And then I wore it again to school the next day. A senior warned me. I was like, this is not the sandals, don't wear it again. I'm like, I just started school and I just realized I've already spoken to my parents and they're going to change it for me very soon. And then a soldier again warned me the same day. You guys, just imagine going to school, your first day of school, and that's all you're experiencing. And I was like, you know what, that is it. Like, I'm not wearing the sandals again. My mom was like, okay, wear it, we'll buy you a new one when my auntie is coming back from the UK. So I was like waiting. I kept wearing, I think I wore the sandals for like 2 weeks, and straight 2 weeks every day in devotional ground or devotion ground, they keep telling me about my sandals, and I was feeling really bad because I didn't want to do anything that would warrant punishment from the soldiers. By the way, it's kind of a military school, so I didn't want anything that would bring punishment to me or anything, because I know how they treat students, how they try to cut grass, kneel under sun, roll under sun, like all those kind of things. I didn't want anything that would put me in that situation. And so my parents didn't do anything about it until one day one senior now seized the sandals. I went to without shoe. That was when my mom now knew that, okay, I've actually been serious with this thing that I've been saying. And they ended up buying me a new sandals, one very ugly sandals. You guys, that sandals was very ugly because they had to buy it from a nearby market in Nigeria. and it was really really ugly. One thing I liked about Air Force is the uniform. You guys, the uniform was very fine. It wasn't anything so special. It was just an A skirt, A-line kind of skirt, top with pockets and your badge, and with belts. It was so beautiful. Actually, thinking about it right now, the uniform is very fine, but the sandals was one thing I hated. Like, why can't we just wear shoe? But because of how my leg, because I have ingrown toenail and I've been battling with it since I was in primary school, so I was actually happy with the fact that I could actually wear sandals. The uniform was very beautiful. I actually liked it. I liked my classmates as well. Most of us are still very close till now. Imagine that I left them in JSS2, but we are so close till now. So one of my friends are actually from way back that time. I actually loved all the people I met in Air Force. They were so nice. So why did I leave Air Force Secondary School? I left because there was this time that in JSS2 we went for music class and our music teacher was not around, and then we're all making noise and everything. And to be very honest, I wasn't making noise. Some people were not making noise, truthfully. And then the soldier came and then he was like, oh, what's going on here? Because there's this thing they do, oh, everybody under your locker, it's like punishment, or they tell you stand on your locker, or they say your head on your locker, those kind of punishments that they used to give us. So when our music lab that day and everybody was making noise, the class was so noisy. I can remember very well what was going on. And the next thing, you guys, I don't know what's happening to my light. It keeps going off. And then the next thing, this man comes in. He's not our teacher. He doesn't teach us. I don't even know what class he teaches, what subject he handles, because we have different teachers for different subjects. I don't know what he handles. And then he just came and he used plank to plank our head. You guys, my head was swollen to the back. Like, my head was swollen to the back, and I went back home. Imagine out of your weaving, because we used to have weekly hairstyles. So imagine out of your weaving, your hair is like shooting out. So I went back home. My mom has always said, if you want to beat my child in school, you can flog me on my hand, you can flog me on my buttocks, you can flog me, any other part that is not my back. My mom doesn't agree to you flogging me on my back or my hair. She doesn't subscribe to it. If you do it, you and her will fight with her nail. She know they use my head, my back to play. So I went back home and she was like, no, you must have done something very terrible to have for a teacher who has probably a child or something to do this to you. And then we had two people also in my estate that were going to the school as well. So she thought I was lying. She was like, you've probably done something. Like, why would somebody beat you like this? Who is that man? Who is that teacher? She went to that house. She left me at home. She went to the house. She now went there. She saw the woman's son's head too, because we are all, hi Bolaji, he watches my videos, so I know he's gonna be here. So he was also having swollen head. And then she came back and she said, who is this? After making trouble there and seeing the boy's head as well, because we're in the same class. So she was like, okay, at this point now I know that you didn't do anything. First thing tomorrow morning, we're going to your school, blah blah blah. We went to the school. My mom caused trouble, you see trouble because she's like, after this term you're not going again. So that was how I got withdrawn from Air Force Secondary School. It was a very sad experience for me, and she withdrew me without any plan for any school for me. So the next term came. I think I didn't go to school for one term. Then the next term, she now finally, because in Port Harcourt they do this thing where you can only enroll your child at the beginning of the term or second term, that kind of thing. So I think when this thing happened, it was, I don't even know, but it wasn't convenient for any school to admit me at that point in time. So finally I now started school again in NAT. So I went to NAT, and my experience in NAT was just there. Actually, there was nothing special in NAT. Nothing really happened that I call epic. Okay, they had very fine teachers. There was that one, I was crushing. I had this teacher that I was crushing on in NAT. Oh god. And when he said he was getting married, but yeah, I used to crush on my teacher then. And yeah, they just had fine teachers. That was it. Good teacher that speaks so well as well. So That was just my experience in that. I didn't like the uniform. The uniform was very ugly. If you went to Nat and you're watching this, you know that the uniform was very, very ugly. I didn't like the uniform at all. Then I went to Harmony in Eneka. If you know Eneka, yo, if you're watching me from Harmony, hello, because I'm actually in touch with everybody from each of these schools, with at least 5-6 people or even more, some of them. So I went to Harmony, and it was such an experience, you guys. Harmony was that school that you had to be posh. God, if you are not posh, you will posh up by force. God, everybody was malaka. When I mean malaka, is they are competitive. Do you get? Whose hairstyle is going to be bombed next week? Whose uniform is properly ironed? Is it the fine boys? Everybody trying to sag, all those kind of things. Where did you go for a weekend? What's up with your family, your parents? Status was really a thing. Like, they belittle people that their parents maybe are just doing just okay. That was the kind of school it was, and it was very sad, but we didn't have a choice. I mean, but the school was fun. When I mean it was fun, we used to have fun with you guys. How many students know how to party? There's no party happening in Port Harcourt that we don't know about. Okay? God, there's no party happening in Port Harcourt that we don't know about. Okay? So this school, literally, you have to package at some point to meet up, because they will oppress you. The way they will oppress you, yourself, you'll be shocked. You'll be like, what's going on here? These children are very, very young to be like this. So that was the situation in Harmony. I liked the uniform as well. The uniforms were bomb. Hairstyles, you could do any hairstyle of your choice. I didn't like the teachers, because they want to make you feel like, oh, because I'm teaching you, you think you can talk to me anyhow, or that kind of thing. Our proprietress was very fine. When I mean this woman is light skinned and fine. Hey God, she was goals. She was young. She had the school, everything. Like, no, you people cannot tell me anything. She was goals. Like, the woman is so beautiful. So they had a lot of activities. You see Harmony, if you want to know how to party, go to that school. If you want your children to be just go, because every single time there is one event or the other that is happening, one event or the other, that they just come up with one social event to say everybody wear this. School was mad. School was mad. I enjoyed my stay. Nobody can tell me anything. I liked that school so much. And you guys, when I was leaving, it was sad, but we had to, you have to move on. So I didn't do SS3, by the way. I started at SS2 because your girl, I was so quick. I really wanted to just get over with this school, because I grew up with a lot of adults, and growing up with adults is like, I want to be at the same level where my aunties were, my uncles were, and all of those stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much my high school experience. So you guys, there were times when early morning zobo, your breakfast na zobo, blocked zobo like this, having to eat spring rolls, egg rolls, all those things. Those things, they just made childhood fun on God. Like, if I could go back to high school, I would really want to. I had such an amazing experience. I didn't really go to schools where they flogged children, aside from Air Force, where punishment was it was the thing. Every little thing, you be like, say the soldier, they vex for me out before he comes school safe. So that was how it was for me. But I really enjoyed I really enjoyed high school. High school was the bomb for me. Parties, outfits, everybody wanted to be on point. Like, you need to level up. Okay, you need to level up in Harmony. So yeah, I really did enjoy myself. I had a good time in high school. I don't regret anything. I don't regret choices. I don't regret whatnot. There were fine boys, there were fine teachers, just name it, you guys. Well, that's pretty much my high school experience in Nigeria. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And yeah, if you did go to any of these schools, please let me know in the comment. And if you schooled in Port Harcourt, or you live in Port Harcourt, hi, Port is like home for me. Like, I'm not from PH, but you guys, I dey claim PH babe die, cause that place should die. You get, so yeah. That's pretty much it. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Very necessary. Okay, and yeah, I'm going to see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.